Hey guys, so today we're going to update on several little experiments that we've been doing and just talk about outcomes. The first one we're going to look at is the fuchsias that I put back into the pots with baby diapers in them. I don't know if you can see, but this is pretty dry right here. It's actually pretty light. This is also one I overwintered. It's 3 years old now, and I'm in a pretty cold climate where these freeze, but this fuchsia is doing beautifully. Normally, I should have to water this fuchsia at least once, if not twice a day in this location, and it was here last year, and in this weather, and it's going to be above 90, or it has been above 90. It's going to be above 90 for the next several days. I am watering it about once every 3 days. And you can see it's perfectly happy. It's dried out, and yeah, it's loving life. We have some more on the back side of the house with the pots that we reworked, so we'll go ahead and check in on those when we pop over there. But next, let's go look at some onions. So last year I taught myself how to trim back hydrangeas, and I think I did a pretty damn good job. Look how gorgeous they are. I also am trying to get some parts of them to grow so I can make new bushes, and there's 3 in this pot and they look pretty successful. Having some problems with the oaks. Got some rosemary. I did the same thing too, and that's a little bit of foxglove. Anyway, if you want a video on this hydrangea pruning, it's actually pretty interesting. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And I had some extra metal, some steel, and I threw it at the base of this one. See the color change? Pretty cool, huh? And over here. They're all the same bushes. So, okay. We're talking about onions. Let's go talk about some onions. So you may remember that we took some onions that my nephew, green scallions, that he left when he was over here house sitting. So we planted them up in this pot. We wanted to see if they would become big onions, so let's take a look. Alright, I haven't watered them today, and it's going to be a hot day, but you can clearly see they went from being tiny green scallions to being some good-sized, oops, get my finger out of your way, onions, and I think they're going to get even bigger. I have way too many planted in this pot, but this was just an experiment. He had used the top parts of the greens, and so then I just came out and planted them up, and yeah, they're rocking and rolling. So you can take green scallions, plant them, or green onions, same thing, and as long as the white is still there, it'll grow into a full onion. Here's another one of those fuchsias that we overwintered and put rebuilt the pots and put diapers in here. This is also one, under this cover I would have to water it once every 2 days. I'm getting a full week without having to water. And you can see this fuchsia just loves it. We did add these, I think it's lobelia, but I'm not sure, because part of the plant did die. And I've got another one over there. Let's go take a look at that. Same thing with this planter. We added in some, whatever that is, lobelia I think, but it's maybe something different, but the fuchsia itself really likes it, and the pot's doing great, and I'm shocked at how much water I'm saving and how often I can go in between watering for this plant, so that's pretty cool. Also wanted to show you, these are those bell peppers that we overwintered. Remember those? And a lot of them are getting blooms on them, and I'm actually getting bell peppers. You might remember I bought a pepper from the grocery store, and I threw the seeds in here, and last year it grew, so I decided to try to overwinter it, and it was successful for a lot of the plant, but not every one of them, and yeah, it's moving right along. And then finally, I got my cardboard box lined with tissue roll plastic that all the toilet tissue came in. We originally planted this with wheat. I planted it twice. No wheat came up, but the wheat was really old. We thought it might not come up. So I had a lot of just random greens seeds. So I thought I would plant them up and see how it's working, and it is. It's definitely working. I'm going to give this to the chickens. easy to water. The bottom will probably just last a season. It would be better if I, lifted it up so it could air out. But, if you have to, a cardboard box with or without plastic. Last year I did without plastic, and it worked for the season. When I lifted it up, lifted the box up, the bottom stayed. But it looks like with the plastic it's, lasting a little longer. However, does the plastic get into the food? It's not BPA free, obviously. This kind isn't. And the corners kept blowing up, so I just made myself a couple little clips here. Yeah, over here it blew up and covered up this part like this. I peeled it back, and this part came back, and then that part didn't. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and put this in with the chickens and let them have a heyday with it.